What's up, everybody? I'm back here to talk about more NBA basketball. I'm here to go over the Raptors-Grizzlies game from the other night. I'll go over the little bit of the Knicks and Nets game from yesterday, and then Warriors versus Suns. I want to cap that off with that game. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm trying to hit 250 subscribers by the end of the year, so your subscription would definitely mean a lot to me. First game I want to go over, Raptors versus Grizzlies from the other night. I think it was Monday night that this game went on. I'm pretty sure, yeah, because the Warriors and Suns went on the day after, and the Warriors or Suns were last night. So, Raptors versus Grizzlies. I mainly wanted to watch this game because I have not watched a live Scottie Barnes game. I've seen highlights, I've seen clips here and there, but I've yet to watch a live game of him. So I sat down and I said, all right, I'm going to focus on the Raptors. Overall, what I have to say is Raptors were pretty great defensively. Now, obviously this is the Memphis Grizzlies, and their offense, especially without John Morant, isn't what it normally is. But regardless, the Raptors were very active. They're a very long team as well. They got a lot of guys that are like anywhere from like 6'7" to 6'9", 6'10". So they're really long guys. And again, great defensively. They really struggled offensively, and they had a lot of turnovers, especially in the first quarter. But that kind of picked up. The Raptors still ended up losing this game. I don't remember what the final score was. I can look it up, but I'm not going to right now. But really, my biggest thing about Scottie Barnes is really he just needs a little bit of work offensively. I think his defensive instincts are really good. He's got active hands. He's got good timing when it comes to blocking the basketball. He's, like I said, great instincts. He hit a few shots down the stretch in the fourth quarter, and I thought he was going to be able to bring this Raptors back, but he never really got it going. He hit like 2 shots in a row, then miss another 1 or 2, and then maybe hit like another shot and then miss another 1 or 2. So he never really got, wrapped 3 or 4 shots together to get it going. He ended up finishing the game with 19 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks. He entirely filled out the stat sheet. I was really impressed with what I saw from him. Again, my biggest critique for him is that he needs a more fluid jumper. It just looks a little too clunky when he's going up. It's like his feet have to be set perfectly, shoulder width apart, and then he goes up. As just, if he can learn to 1 or 2 moves and then go up really fluidly, I think how ceiling's his limit, or sky's his limit, whatever the saying is. He's got a lot of potential, and defensively, I think he's always going to be great. It's just whether or not he sorts out his offensive game. But his offensive game's not bad. It just still needs to develop. But I really liked what I saw from him, and I'm excited to see his career going forward. I don't know if I should really talk about this, but I watched the last 30 seconds of the New York Knicks versus the Nets. I wanted to watch more of this game, but it was streamed on NBA TV, and because I have League Pass, I was not able to watch it. And then I forgot my username and password, partially because it's not even mine, for Contour TV. And I could have watched it through there, but I was too dumb and didn't realize it until too late. So, like I said, I only caught the last 30 seconds, but pretty much the last 30 seconds, KD got fouled on a dunk. He drove, tried to dunk it, 2 free throws to put the Nets up by 3. They were already up by 1 at this point. KD hit them both. The Nets are up 3. The Knicks come down. Fournier comes off a screen. Screen hits the clutch 3. That's tie game. James Johnson gets fouled on a last second shot. I don't remember who fouled him, but I think, was it Julius Randle? I don't remember. I feel like it was somebody who was like, well known, or one of the top guys on it. It was just a bad mistake, but James Johnson hits both of them, and then the Nets are up 2 seconds left, and the Nets end up winning. The only reason I'm really mentioning this game is that this has been James Harden's best game this season so far. He ended the game with 34 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 steals to go along with that. So he did play some defense, or at least was playing the passing lanes. Again, I don't really know what the entire game kind of looked like. I might go back and watch it just because James Harden played so well, and he played pretty efficiently too. I think overall it was like 60% from both 3 and the field. So that could have been somebody else. I don't really remember. Oh, I think that might have been Jordan Poole in the Warriors. But regardless, I think James Harden shot the ball for the most part pretty efficiently. I'd have to go back and check his three-point percentage. But from the field, he shot pretty all right, though. So I just thought I'd mention that since I did happen to catch the last 30 seconds. The game that we all been waiting for, Suns versus Warriors. I am so happy that the Phoenix Suns won. 17 straight wins for my Phoenix Suns. I was really hesitant going into this game. Just because when you're facing Steph Curry, there's no telling what can happen. And it kind of started it off. Jordan Poole started the game with a 16-point first quarter. He hit like 4 or 5. Yeah, I think he hit like 4 threes in a row. And then he had some nice cuts to the basket. And he got some good finishes. Otto Porter was also hitting his shots. He hit like 2 or 3. I think he had like 3 threes in the beginning. I don't know if it was the first. I think it was probably the second quarter because I think Jordan Poole and Otto Porter kind of traded off when they were hot. But this kind of scared me because I was not really sure how the Warriors offense was going to go, because I'm thinking, okay, if Jordan Poole's going to go off in the first quarter, Otto Porter's going to go off in the second, that means Steph Curry probably going to get ready to go off in the entire second half. Amazingly, that did not happen. The Suns did not stray from their defensive scheme for a minute during this game. If Steph Curry was in this game, Mikal Bridges was in the game as well, and Mikal Bridges played fantastically against him. Now, obviously, there's no real stopping Steph Curry, but the Suns played it perfectly. I think they were playing for the most part like a box and one. Mikal Bridges pretty much chased Steph Curry wherever he went. I think Bridges only shot the ball like 3 or 4 times. I think he only had like 2 points. But that does not matter. I think he had to have been plus, because I mean, if he played so well against Steph Curry. The Suns made every single shot for Steph just tough. Steph had like 2 or 3 threes. And again, Steph Curry hits tough shots. But you just gotta chase. They chased him off the 3. They made every shot tough, and they prayed that the shot was too tough, and that he misses. And it ended up working. I think Steph Curry only finished with like 15 or 12 points, something like that. 12 points he finished with. So Jordan Poole ended up finishing with 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, 2 steals and a block. I'll throw those in as well. Andrew Wiggins struggled definitely in this game as well. Overall, the Warriors struggled immensely, and I'm not really too sure if that's just, they were doomed to have they were set to have a bad game, which makes me think that the Suns are doomed to have a bad game at some point anyway too. But I think this makes them tied in the West, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, they are tied for the first seed in the Western Conference as of right now. Actually, they have the Suns as the number 1 now. So go Phoenix Suns. They are the number 1 seed in the West. I want to really quick go back to the Warriors though. They had a lot of turnovers. I don't even remember what it was. Let me Warriors team turnovers. Oh my goodness. I know this got to be at least 20, right? 22 turnovers. Holy crap. Now, I gotta mention this, that the Warriors offense kind of allows, or this can definitely happen if not everybody's tuned in or if they're having a bad game, which I think it was partially the Warriors partially struggled, and they also just did not play well. They just didn't play well offensively, and that's also partially due to the Suns' great defense. DeAndre Ayton had a great game as well. To go back to the turnovers, they had 22. They just kept throwing the ball away, with the Warriors offense, they expect for certain players to be in their spots, and if you end up not being in that spot, that's where I'd say probably at least half their turnovers came, is that they were expecting one of their teammates to be in a spot, and they just threw the ball without even, looking to see if they were there, and it just goes out of bounds, or it's tipped by the Suns player, and it's a play going the other way. But what was I gonna say about the Suns? Oh, DeAndre Ayton had a great game. He finished with 24 points, 11 rebounds. 2 assists, but he finished at 24 and 11. I don't feel like this was he scored pretty great, but that's because the Warriors didn't really have anybody who can guard him. Like DeAndre Ayton's like 7 foot, 7'1" or whatever he is. Their biggest player was probably Kevon Looney, who was like 6'9" or 6'10". Really a lot of DeAndre Ayton's points came from his teammates just throwing the ball over, because he just towers over everybody else on defense. He just grabs the ball up, keeps it high, and finishes. I wish he'd get a little stronger, because he definitely could have had 30. He missed a couple little ones as well, so he 100% could have had 30 tonight. But I feel like if he's just a little bit more dominant, especially with players that aren't as big as him, he could definitely go get 30 against his team. I wish he would have, but again, he played really well. He played efficiently. Devin Booker went out with injury in like the second quarter. It ended up being like a hamstring strain or something along that line. Hopefully he comes back, but he's definitely set to miss, I think, a couple weeks, at least 2 or 3 weeks. I don't remember what the tweet said for the injury report, but hopefully he gets back. But the Suns won 17 straight, and they did it in style. Final score was like 104 to 96. So it wasn't like a huge, it wasn't a blowout game, but Warriors definitely struggled offensively a little bit outside of Jordan Poole and the 4 threes made by Otto Porter. But great game. I'm happy as a Suns player. Hopefully we're going 20 straight, and hopefully we get D-Book back and a relatively good timing, so that Suns can win the chip. Hoping for the Suns win the chip this year. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.